Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Mthis. We're in for a very long one here today, on the Eastern Front. On the Axis side, defending the fatherland from the Soviets, we have Crazy Man LL playing as the Wehrmacht. We have Arranged Karma playing as Panzer Division for the Wehrmacht. And we have Muru playing as the Wehrmacht. We have Mthis playing as SS Panzerjäger Tactics to try and hold back the Soviet hordes. For the Soviets, we have Chewie playing as Motor Strelki for the Soviets. Swissy playing as Tank Destroyer, I think, anti-tank. 37 is great, without a commander yet. And Alucard as Soviet Tank. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Any commander picks from the other Germans yet? Oh yes, we have a Straf division for Muru. So we're gonna see German penal troopers onto the field, hopefully, to try and keep the Soviets at bay. So it's making a pretty fast rush for the center here. The map, for those wondering, is called Road to Arnhem, I believe. Although technically, for our case here, it's not Arnhem, obviously. It's somewhere in, I assume, Poland or Eastern Germany. Probably the border to Germany, actually, looking at how this place is. Could be like a border checkpoint. But the Soviet vanguard has already pushed up here, and they're gonna start engaging the Germans. There's some Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers here trying to fight with the Soviets. I should note, this is a 4v4, obviously, so I might not be able to catch all the action as is going on. But I'll try to do my best to focus on some of it. We have double Volksgrenadiers here trying to keep the Soviets at bay, but Soviets using the heavy cover here to an advantage. Oh, it's gonna be hard. The Germans need to also capture the point to get reinforcements linked up. Germans are doing surprisingly well on the southern flank here, but actual Strelki have arrived here, which could prove a problem. Oh, looks like the Grenadiers here managed to push back some Soviets. One wonders how long these Volksgrenadiers can hold here, the 246. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about Soviet divisions or a lot of the other divisions to really talk about it. But we do have some Straf troops coming in here now for the Germans, some penal troops. Criminals and deserters who are essentially being forced to the front line to do menial tasks or suicidal tasks like laying mines during the battle. Various things to try and redeem themselves in the eye of the fatherland. Looks like the Soviets are going to lose the center here to the work of the Grenadiers. Big Soviet force coming up, and the SS are forced to pull back. Those Grenadiers are still holding the field here. The haystack is still counting as cover, even if it has technically been destroyed, apparently. You have some 17 SS Division Grenadiers here, not Storm Grenadiers, just normal Grenadiers. With the officer armed with an STG. Very useful weapon to have this early. As the Germans are slowly pushing up now. Oh, we have a commander pick. And it is Leichte. We see a Leichte, Straf, Panzer, and Panzerjäger. A very interesting and balanced force. On the Soviet side, we have Motor, Tank Hunter, no commander pick from 37 yet, and Tank. We need to see what 37 picks at some point then. But the Soviets are starting to lose a little bit of their waiver, but that is a lot of Frontoviki. That is a lot of actual trained Soviet troops in one blob right there. That'll be a threat to anyone. MT-34 for the SS going for the top here. But the German Wehrmacht is slowly taking control of the southern flank down here. It would be problematic for the Soviets, especially with all these Volksgrenadiers are pushing up.
MG-42 team is ready for action.
The Straf troops are trying to hold the Soviets at bay here. They'll not last for too long, especially if the Soviets all decide to push.
To an emergency medical station.
MG-42 here for the penals. Being manned by penals, actually.
Light mechanized infantry.
Recon squad here as well for the Wehrmacht. They have a very nice front line here. Even has some more Grenadiers coming in. Looks like the Leichte and the Panzer Division is gonna work a lot together down here. Maxim set up in this building. That's gonna cover this area pretty well. But this German Recon squad should be able to put some hurt. MT-42 covering the center here. But the MT-34 is in position as well. The Soviets have a mortar up here. Granatbüchse being armed to the Storm Pioneers here essentially allows the Panzerbüchse to be used as a grenade launcher. I'm not sure what the Soviets plan to do here, but they are starting to arm some of their Fontoviki here with PPSHs. It's going to allow them some better medium to close range combat firepower. Especially in the face of Volksgrenadiers here without any weapons. Without any specialized weapons. Especially also with the Maxim right there. Yeah, those Volksgrenadiers are dead. Grenadiers are staying here behind the fence to try and provide some cover fire, but it was too late. Volksgrenadiers take the center. Just to see, we also have some actual Grenadiers here. Mortar hitting straight on them. Ooh! That's a lot of mortars. 2 mortars here. Looks like the Soviets are going all out with their firepower. They even have a motorized unit coming in now here. Ah, we have 2 motor divisions. I did wonder. The double motor, that is very useful, to be honest, but it also doesn't really allow them to diversify as much later on. But motor is a very good versatile commander, so should not be a problem, hopefully, for the Soviets. Oh, that Maxim has actually been entirely taken out by this Aufklarer squad. NT-42 covering the southern flank here, but another motorized group coming, arriving in this armored car, provided by the Americans. Ready is set up here with a marksman and the NT-42 here. Mostly just coming up to try and support the flank, but the armored car is moving very fast. Ooh, armor-piercing incendiary rounds on this armored car. Ooh, that's lethal. And that's a mechanized unit completely gone. That's not healthy, because the mechanized units are very expensive to replace. They are one of the few very elite Soviet squads entirely. We'll need to see what the Soviets do with that. The Ultras and Volksgrenadiers are still keeping the Soviets at bay up north somewhat. The Motostrelki are moving outside. Oh, armored cars coming their way though, armed with armor-piercing incendiary. Oh, they're trying to get up close to try and throw an anti-tank grenade, but it's not gonna work. Now the Grenadiers are moving in for the kill. Oh, grenade on them though. Oof. But the Motostrelki are gone. Ah, we have another American Lend-Lease weapon coming in here. The M15. And with an autocannon and twin 50 cals. A very fascinating weapon setup. Big Soviet force coming here alongside Guard units. The 67th Guards, who specializes in anti-tank duties. So the Germans are making the push up northwards again. Both Grenadiers armed with MP40s and other equipment. But there's a lot of Fontoviki behind here armed with DPMs. That's gonna make this approach very dangerous. Let's see what these guards will do against the 222 if they can get close enough. It's not gonna be an easy thing to do. Oh, double anti-tank rifle here for the Soviets. Try and deal with all the light vehicles for the Germans, including a Panzer II command vehicle. We call that artillery here. The Soviets have the manpower income to sustain this, but the Germans are keeping the Soviets at bay really well. They're trying to take up, doing all under fire. That's not really the best thing, but an officer has arrived to try and save them. The Waffen-SS is trying to somehow keep this position, but it's not working against all the Soviet weapons, including a stolen MG34. I think the Panzerbüchse, Granatbüchse is actually working really well here. Who would have guessed? Actually a useful weapon. Looks like the Soviet Air Force is making a circling above. Valentine tank has arrived for the Soviet Union. Looks like its goal is trying to take out the 222, but it's gonna have a hard time getting a good angle on it. Pack 40 on the field though. Looks like Grenadiers are going to try and Panzerfaust the Valentine. And they're going to succeed. But the Valentine's still alive. It just lost its main gun. But the guards here are getting PTRS shots on it. Ah, but it's repairing itself, I think. Yeah, it has the repair upgrade.
But only for those who are seriously wounded. New anti-tank gun has arrived.
Oh, scoped STGs for the Grenadiers here. Another Panzerfaust coming in on the Valentine. And there it goes. Ammo cooked. Mthis is still trying to hold the north up here. And that boost is actually proving out really well, but the SS barely have any units left. They have a Panzerjäger and a Sturm Pioneer. That's about it. That's really costly. Looks like we have the German military police coming in as well. The Kettenhunde.
Officers are now available for transfer to the front.
We're gonna have a lot of fight over this road here, I think. But Germans have also got a command F1, I think. No, this is just a normal F1, and they're entrenching it. Very good position. Wide open area it can cover. That'll be very hard for the Soviets to push up from there. Looks like we have Siberian squads coming in now for Swissi soon. Not sure where Siberians are for this environment, but they'll do. It looks like the Red Air Force is making a flyby. Probably some air operation going on behind the lines. As part of a larger, grander Soviet offensive. Oh, Sis getting a good penetrating shot on the Panzer IV. That Panzer IV might actually survive, who knows? Oh, big DPM force of the Soviet Union coming up here. But they're gonna run straight into MT-42 and Kettenhunde fire, but there's not enough Germans here. This is gonna be a bloodbath. The Kettenhunde is gonna need to fall back. They're very costly command squads. Meanwhile, the Germans are still holding the southern flank. But another Valentine has arrived. And Siberians are on the field now, being armed with DPM of their own. We have another Valentine. And we have two T-34s coming soon. Looks like the Soviet Union is going to go all in up here. Germans taking in along this part of the road. Lots of Grenadiers armed with the SGGs. As well as some Panzer Grenadiers now, the 15 Panzer Grenadiers. Very versatile unit that can excel in most things. Motorsvelki tried to push up here for the Soviet Union. And with the RPD, these guys are one of the few elite Soviet squads. They can generally do very well. But he barely has any units at the moment. He has a lot of resources stored up, so he could get something else, you know. We'll have to see what he plans. Granatbüchse getting a good shot in. Okay, the Soviets gonna push north here now with the T-34s. Arming sappers here with Thompsons. Nice to see. On the southern flank, the Soviets are not doing too hot currently. The Germans are slowly pushing up, but they did take out the F1, or decrewed it anyway. The Soviets need to make something else to push down here. But the Soviets are pushing very hard north. Double T-34s is very dangerous. Looks like the Germans have prepared something though. The Waffen has a sort of a pack and a Stuk here. And the Wehrmacht is trying to push more people to the front line here with the Kettenhunde ordering them to stay fighting. Oh, calling in propaganda artillery. Oh, and a heavy piece of artillery right there. Oh, because Staff has called in the heavy mortar. Basically, it's an exact copy of the Russian heavy mortar that the Germans encountered. And they just copied it and started producing it themselves because it was so effective. Very useful weapon. Soviets are still trying to fight here, but they have no cover. T-34s are pulling back after taking damage. Looks like the Waffen-SS and the Germans have held the north inside for now. Well, the Soviets still have to find a way to push southwards. Which is not going to be an easy thing to do. Germans seem to have entrenched themselves really well. Even started to build Dragon's Teeth to block any vehicles from getting through down here. Looks like they're going in for the long game here with defenses. So they're going to do a defensive line to hold this border at all costs. Oh, border half-track. I completely missed that. Ah, missed though. It happens. So the Waffen-SS is trying to push northwards with the Stuk. I wants to get rid of the T-34s. Even call out artillery here. Second Armored Guards coming in here for the Soviet Union. Another good baseline infantry you can get as tank division. And specialized for all kinds of roles.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
The front line has mostly stabilized at this point. Those are the Germans won out so far. But the Soviets are going to push north with a lot of forts on one to be here. T-34s are pushing into. Providing Soviet firepower and numbers here to their advantage. Is that command still going to get away? Nope, it did not. Boy, the Panzer Sherman here, but it's pushing up too far. I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, very risky maneuver. The Soviets are still trying to push up here. There's so much is going on. Well, looks like the Germans are trying to make a push up here into the Soviet position. Did not really work. But most of the fighting seems to be happening here right now. Panzer IV-H. High explosive shot up right in the motor stroke. T-34s are still going to be threatening this northern front for a while. Panzer IV-H coming up though northwards to try and support.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Ooh, incendiary shield right on the SIS-6. SIS-3. That's not gonna be good for it. I don't know what the Soviets are planning here. Might be going for T-345s.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
T-345 Ace has arrived for the Soviet Union. Now that is a very big deal. This is a very good tank crew, able to fight most German tanks efficiently. The Soviet southern flank is looking a little bit dire though. They're getting a Katyusha though. Which should help.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
T-45 Ace is trying to push up here. Getting a shot on the command stroke, getting a good penetrating shot, but didn't kill it. Command T-34 has to be careful. Oh well, Ace T-34. Anti-Jägers in the center has been spotted. But because these guys are Siberians, they count as recon infantry. They can spot camouflage units at a longer range. Looks like the Soviets are going to try and make a push for the center here. But penal MT-42 is still in the building there. Valentine's pushing up, using a white phosphorus shell. Oh, that's not good. Command Stuk got killed too. Building is on fire because of the white phosphorus. Katyusha firing. Threatening the German front line. There's a set of Dragon's Teeth here, that's gonna stop any vehicles. But the Soviets are making a very big push now here for the center. Pushing along most of the front like the Soviets are good at. Using the T-34-85As really well. Panzer II Lux is trying to provide fire, but he's taking hits. Panzer Jägers are trying to attack the Valentine. Was a little bit foolhardy at this point. 85As took a hit. Normal 85, normal 34s are moving up. Facing another command stuck. Valentine flanking them though. Oh, didn't penetrate. Panzerfaust coming in on the Valentine though. Command stuck is down. The Sherman still has no gun. Oh, high explosive right there. Artillery coming in though to save them. We have a very big battle going on here. Oh, this is going very heavy down. They're still somewhat solidifying their front line though, and they're pushing out more tanks. More Panzer IVs coming in. What are the SS doing? Probably have some plans up their sleeve, but I'm not sure yet. Looks like the Soviet tank is probably saving up for something big. Might be preparing to take up and go for the IS-2 or something. The FNSS is trying to push up under fire, not a good point, not a good idea. There's no cover to approach.
Forward elements report an infantry unit lost.
Grenadier slowly pushing up on the Soviet lines here. Rifle grenade coming in. Did not do much.
AT-gun is ready for combat.
Gibt es a Sanitätsbunker there? They have a Funkwagen. Also, they have a lot of stuff set up here. Turrets pushing north again with their tanks. They might though. The Sherman is still has no gun, but the Soviets don't know that. 85As moving up. Might spot the Panzer IVH there. Panzer IVH moving backwards, it knows what's up. Sherman putting in a concealed position. But it's already revealed itself. Grenadiers not going to be able to last that for long. Sherman gun is operational again though. And he decides to penetrate. Oh, never mind. It's gone. Beute Panzer Sherman is gone. Jagdpanzer is coming out though. So we're setting up a new front line here though. Slowly creeping up, but the Germans are being a lot more aggressive with the southern flank now. At least I think so. Red Air Force coming in. Just as the Luftwaffe tried to come in up here. Yeah, Luftwaffe is tearing apart those T-34s. Storm Grenadiers trying to push up here.
Grenadier ready for action.
Normal Grenadiers coming up, and Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer is a pretty good choice. He'll deal with most tanks frontally. Very easily at that too. Very low silhouette, so it's hard to hit. Yep, looks like the Soviet tank commander is taking up. I suspect we'll see an IS-2 or something. Valentine trying to flank. Now that's one problem with the Jagdpanzer. It has no infantry capability and it only has a forward-facing gun. And the Valentine's in the perfect position here to abuse that. Yep, as you can see. And... oh, it's decrewed. The Soviets could steal that. Not good at all. Oh, tracks lost on that Panzer IV. That's essentially a dead Panzer IV. Yes, the Soviets are trying to repair it. I think the Soviets are going to get their own Jagdpanzer to work with. But Air Force dropping in some fuel. Yeah, I suspect IS-2 shortly. Germans still on the southern front despite being bombed by Katyushas. Those are digging up in the center here. And the Soviets are pushing from the north still. Lieutenant and Feldjägers are trying to hold the line here. Kettenhunde become Feldjägers when they get to a certain veterancy. They become really good. One like the best three-man squads in the entire game with their MP-44s. Like these guys can just take on so much despite being such a tiny squad. And yes, we have a Soviet Jagdpanzer. That's something you see every day. German heavy mortar bombarding the Soviet positions. Looks like we also have some sector artillery coming in here. Probably to try and keep the Soviets at bay for a bit. Sometimes deterrence is a good ability to have with the artillery. Deterrence can actually mean a lot in ensuring that the enemy does not push, as an example. You generally do not want your enemy to... Generally your enemy does not want to push into artillery fire. Obviously. Excuse me, let me just check something. I need to check that my voice is actually able to be heard over the game, and I hope it is. I think it is. Sorry about that. Panzer Grenadiers trying to hold the center here. But that's a Valentine. They might try a voice phosphorus strike, but Panzerjägers. And to get one Panzerschreck off on the thing. And they also managed to dodge the light phosphorus. Very nice. Panzergrenadiers seem to have been armed with STGs, but not another weapon yet. Germans are slowly making a northwards comeback. But all the Soviet armor up here might make that very difficult, especially the stolen Jagdpanzer. Double Panzer 4Hs here. Very good force, but there is an 85 Ace. Oh, but the 85 Ace got ammo racked in one shot! Oh, now that is a big loss right there. Heroes of the Soviet Union down in one shot. That's gonna be painful. We do have an IS-2 coming. A tank that even the German heavy tanks should be afraid of. And survey on the field, completely missed that. There's so much going on here. I do apologize for not being able to get to all of it, because this is a very big battle.
We have a mortar team available for deployment.
Mortars are firing across the front line. Still fighting going on up north. SS Grenadiers are just trying to get some kind of ground. They probably know the Jagdpanzer's there. Yeah, it's there. They're gonna Panzerfaust it. Oh, the Panzerfaust did nothing! Oh, that's not good for those Grenadiers. Those Grenadiers are dead. Brumba on the field though, or Brumbeer, Sturmpanzer 4. Stupa, as the Germans would call it, as a abbreviation of Sturmpanzer 4, obviously. Sturmpanzer. A very good assault vehicle and mobile artillery piece, basically. Another Beutepanzer. Here we go, here's a shot from it. Ooh, already showing why it's so powerful. So it's slowly being pushed back down here. But an ISU 152 Shadow Boy has arrived, as well as the IS-2. This is now going to be a problem for the Germans, I think. They're going to quickly realize that they're about to face some heavy Soviet weaponry. We have a falling camera set up here by the Motorstrelke, or Dawn as they're actually called. Mines being set up by the Soviets here, in case they have to pull back. The IS-2 should, in theory, be able to punch through anything the Germans have up here. With ease. The ISU 152, even more so. But they might be preparing to use that one for anti-infantry duties. So it's making a push now. IS-2 did not penetrate the Stupa. Stolen Panzerfaust on the pack. Okay. Panzerwerfer shots coming in. Hitting at T-34-85 right there, decrewing it. ISU hit the center, killing a lot of Germans. Actually, only 2 Germans. Let's see what comes from this. IS-2 is moving up here to provide some threatening fire. Lots of artillery going in here. Need to keep an eye on what this IS-2 does. Yak Panzer took out the Stuk command tank. Command Stuk, rather. Stuka coming in here. Don't think the Stuk is going to do much because that's a fortified post. Yeah, fortified post took the hit.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Stupa stunning the crew of the IS-2. Another Panzer IV coming out. Another command Stuk coming out for the Waffen SS. Panfast arrived for the Panzer Division. IS-2 and Strelki are moving somewhere. Might be trying to get through the center here if they can. IS-2 is trying to threaten this point though. Panzerjägers are on the field though. They know the IS-2 is present. Stupa's preparing to fire. They even marked the IS-2. They really want to get that thing killed. I don't blame them. The IS-2 is a dangerous piece of work. Oh, they're getting good shots in the ISU with the Panther. And the Panzerwerfer coming in. Ooh, but it's not enough. Driver injured on the Panther right there. It's immobilized too. It's gonna be dead to all this artillery. Yeah, Panther dead.
We have lost a Panzer.
IS-2 moving up here. Might be dangerous because the Panzer's wreck. Oh, the Germans have lost their will to fight. They're pulling back. Another T-45 ace on the field. IS-2 pushing up here. Oh, good grenade. IS-2 firing on the Panzer IV. Panzer IV dead. It shows how dangerous it is, isn't it? Oh boy. Very big fight here today, don't we?
Combat engineers are standing by.
But I think the Soviets might have the upper hand at this point, but we don't not sure how the battle is going to turn out yet. The Mthis barely has anything left. Oh, another Panzer 4H coming.
We have been assigned
King Tiger coming for the SS Panzer. Oh boy. Perhaps the King Tiger might be able to turn this around. Going as an IS-2. We'll have to see. The IS-2 can fight German heavy tanks if it's in a good position. And if it gets close enough. Can front the field down on the southern flank again. Anti-foil to keep the Soviets at bay. Katyusha opening fire again. Didn't seem it did that much. Might have killed the squad there. So it's pushing northwards again. IS-2 moving for the center. Needs to be careful though. So the Panzer Grenadiers is pulling back though. They're probably waiting for the King Tiger to arrive. Valentine's still there. Double T-45 here for the southern Soviet flank. Denmark Flak is trying to provide some supporting fire, but the King Tiger has arrived. The roar of that engine is so loud. Panzerwerfer opening fire. Ooh, getting good shots across the Soviet front line, killing the Katyusha. Yak Panzer fighting, killing a T-45. IS-2 moving to the front line to replace it. Yak Panzer trying to go for the 85 base, I think. No, it's only an AHG shell. I didn't hit anything. And I got killed by the 85 base.
Medium Panzer lost.
ISU moving up on its own. Might not be the best idea. But it did take out the flag. King Tiger is approaching though. Panzerjäger's probably going to start moving up behind it. Lots of rockets landing everywhere though. King Tiger has revealed his position though. I'll need to see what happens and comes of it. King Tiger needs to be careful what it does. Stupa and... oh, Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, immobilized due to the Stupa. Unfortunately, the Soviets have sappers nearby. Panzer Grenadiers supporting the King Tiger. King Tiger losing high explosive shell. Hit just under. The Soviets are gearing up to try and destroy the King Tiger. They want to get rid of it. Oh, that is some good artillery right there. Again, the Wunderwaffe is not always the best thing to grab. They need to keep pulling back. But it looks like that King Tiger might just be saved. Very close there for the King Tiger. Another IS-2 on the field coming up for the Soviet Union. Germans are going to have to fight a lot of heavy vehicles here. Damaged Panthers trying to get up to get a shot at the T-45, destroying the gun. Soviet guards and command squad is moving up. Trying to get eyes on that King Tiger. Pulling in the Red Air Force on it. Oh, it's gonna get away. Very nice attempt though, that was a very heavy bomb. Well, the Luftwaffe is coming in.
Securing our territory.
Put on bombs in it. And looks like Rakettenwerfer shots coming in too. Green Tiger took a hit from something, but it's still operational. More of the Red Air Force is coming in though. They're trying to get that King Tiger back somewhat. For good reason. The King Tiger is a very dangerous weapon. If used correctly. It can also just be useless and get killed almost instantly. And I guess that's the drawback to Wunderwaffe. They have kind of double-edged swords in that way. Double Panthers on the southern flank though. Nice to see. Jagdtiger, another Wunderwaffe coming up on the northern flank. Because Germany is pulling everything in here today. Double IS though, very potent combo. Ooh, heavy shell right on the very more shell right on the IS-2, killing the gunner on top. King Tiger's pushing northwards here. There's very little to threat unless the ISU can get already switched to AP shells. Not sure what that Valentine is doing. But it's dead now. So the Germans might start to make a comeback now with all the vehicles coming onto the field. They might very well will. Artillery coming in the sector. They want to keep the IS-2s away from the front line. Oh, good shot right there from the sector barrage. Panthers moving up. Artillery coming in here for the Germans. Trying to keep the Soviets pinned. IS-2 is trying to come out to have a deal with the Panther. Probably not the best move. He needs to get close if he wants to get a shot at it. King Tiger Panthers moving northwards. Jagdtiger also turning. Artillery gun. Germans having a howitzer on the field, which can provide a lot of covering fire. IS-2 is moving up. Probably not a good idea against all this. So the T-54 is trying to push southwards. Trying to hit the Panther. No penetrations. Panthers are winning the engagement. Panther 4 trying to flank. Neither side is getting much of a headway here. Big Panther push up north. Going into the ISs. Panther 4 dead. Katyusha shots coming in. And lots of Soviet infantry pushing up to throw their RPG grenades. One Panther down. King Tiger still operational. Jagdtiger still operational. Both IS-2s still running. T-54 Ace is down. Oh, so much action going on up here. Holy shit. Oh, it's not looking well here. But I think the Soviets might have gotten the upper hand. Soviet southern flank. Oh, ISU 122 on the field. And an SU 152 as well. We're getting so many armored vehicles here. This is definitely an armored clash at the border. Holy shit. Not seen this many tanks in a very long time, but again, this is a 4v4. Panzer IV is trying a good job down here, but not sure how long that'll last, especially now that an ISU 122 is here. Let's see what comes of it. Because the IS2s are still here. Need to be very careful how they use them though, because that is a Jagdtiger. And the King Tiger is still doing its job here. So it's to get the center again though. Well, now the Red Air Force. Not sure what for though. Probably just deterrence. Hands Grenadiers are doing a very good job here with STGs. And Grenadiers pushing up with scoped STGs. King Tiger pushing forwards as well. Looks like the Panzer Division is going to try and make a breakthrough. IS-2 though. King Tiger missed IS-2.
We are suffering losses.
Jagdtiger still being threat up north. King Tiger shot in on the ISU, or SU-152, my bad. So hard to keep a track of all these numbers and all these units. Panthers on the southern flank being repaired. Artillery mobilizing the Soviet position.
More of our troops have been lost.
So it's trying to keep their vehicles repaired, but it's not the easiest thing to do. King Tiger's making a forward move. No penetration. Penetration from the King Tiger's side though. Making a veteran. Soviet Air Force is keeping an eye on the King Tiger, or were keeping an eye on it. King Tiger is still trying to get shots in. Assault artillery coming in on this whole line. Ooh, this is not looking good. Panthers pushing up too. The Panthers are really being able to just hold the southern flank here. But these T-34s are surviving a lot of punishment. So the Germans are going to try and push up now. I'm going to push up here. 85 lost its gunner. Boy, the Panzer Sherman won the day there. Issues moving up. They've destroyed the gun on the King Tiger. The King Tiger is immobilized as well. Oh, high explosive shot. We didn't see the animation for it though. Ooh, that's not good. If they get another penetrating shot on this King Tiger, it might be gone. Artillery coming in heavily on it. Oh, heavy artillery shot right there. It's still alive somehow.
Infantry squad has been killed.
And there it goes. King Tiger is down. Ooh, that's gonna be a costly thing. The Germans are pushing on the southern flank aggressively. Panthers are just pushing northwards from the southern position. It's proving how much of a good tank it is. Are both IS still operational? Yes, both IS is still operational.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
There was another Panzer IV. But he needs to be careful of that Jagdtiger. German troops are pushing all the way almost up to the Soviet base. Using these Panzer Grenadiers.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
Lots of 90th Panzer Grenadiers here in the field. Oh, they're on the wrong side of the cover. Hopefully he notices, but I don't think he will. Panzer Buffer shots coming in here.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Jagdtiger is just bullying these T-34s. The IS-2s are still operational.
Guards troops ready for action.
They're slowly being paroled back thanks to all the combined firepower of the Germans here. The Soviets need to get rid of these Panthers somehow if they want to have any hope of pushing back. Because these Panthers working together is just providing so much firepower.
The enemy is inflicting losses upon us.
Oh, looks like the Soviets might try to flank around the Jagdtiger. If they get close to it with infantry, they could immobilize it. Looks like we have a heavy artillery coming in here. Looks like a very heavy German bombers coming into the care of this IS. Very, very heavy bombing.
One of our armored vehicles.
Yeah, it's a very big fight going on today. Truck here, probably for repair duty. Or for reinforcement in the field. They can do both.
Ready for orders.
And for still threatening the position down here.
Panzer IV.
Luftwaffe coming here to try and deny the Soviets. Panzer Grenadiers present here, just trying to hold the line. IS is trying to make their move. But the Jagdtiger is present. Soviet Air Force attacking the southern flank, taking out one Panther. Looks like it might be the Soviets' chance to push to the south if they can combine a big enough force. And so much is going on here. The Soviet force up here in the north. German artillery is still harassing them from this howitzer. Panzer IVs are not doing too well here.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
Looks like a Soviet command squad right here. Heavy artillery coming in here. That is a very big artillery. Oh, it's a rocket patrol. So the Red Air Force is coming in again. Lots of Red Air Force. Oh, they disabled the tracks on the Jagdtiger. Stupa down. Jagdtiger down.
Heavy armor has been lost.
And the Red Air Force just devastated the Germans here. Now the Soviets can push from the northern units here. Lots of conscripts pouring onto the field. And there goes that command Stuk. RQ-152 pushing from this side too. So this might have a chance of getting at the enemy artillery. Oh, they're pulling back.
Commissar has joined our ranks.
Oh, high explosive shell right on that Panzer IV. Didn't kill it, but it kind of hurt it heavily. Oh, good shot in return. Another ISU-122. Another IS-2 in the field. They can get all the IS-2s operational again and get them to the front. They might actually to be able to do a big breakthrough now on the German position. Tons of sappers moving up now with their Thompsons as well. Mthis is still trying to hold here, getting another Jagdtiger. So many heavy tanks present in this field today. Like this is probably one of the biggest fights I've ever seen. Oh, trying to do a great assault up here. Molotov in return though. Now the IS-2s are moving. What are the Germans going to do to stop this? The southern flank, the Soviets are still keeping the Germans at bay. Or reversed, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get a shot on the Panther here. But the IS-2s are moving. But they should probably not be standing still with artillery coming in. Oh, it's just propaganda artillery. Now the Jagdtigers arrived alongside the Panzer IV-H.
Radio crews are on standby to decipher communications from enemy armor.
Like, if the Soviets can just push through here, they can end it so quickly now. Of course, they don't know how much defenses the Germans have. The Panzer Grenadier is just mowing down any troops trying to come through the center.
To steal our sector.
You need to be very careful with that Jagdtiger. The southern German flank is still somewhat stable. Like this Panther. This artillery piece has done a very good job for them. It's been hampering the Soviets constantly, so they can't sit back idle and be idle.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
There's like assault artillery coming in here. The Soviets want to make a push. The rockets are attempting to take out the ISs. You heard the rockets flying through the air though. Yes, I was pushing up with an Ostwind and a Jagdtiger like this. So I'll probably not push the Ostwind up like that. But I did provide vision for the Jagdtiger. It would have been cheaper to just get an infantry unit to do it though. Looks like the Germans have prepared a sort of push coming through the center now. I don't think it's going to work much. Oh, the Panther is actually supporting from this flank. Let's open it up the south for the Soviets to push in. Oh, the motor strategy already trying to get in there. Using the trench against the Germans. Panzer IV being very brave. They actually got the ISU. Wow.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Panther tried to push up on the ISU 100. But ISU 100 just shot clean through the Panther. Ooh, probably was too close. Well, the closer you get to the enemy tank, the higher chance you have to penetrate.
Ultimate sacrifice.
You're still stubbornly trying to push through the center here. Now the ISs are arriving. There's very little the Germans can do against the ISs unless they get the Jagdtiger turning. Another King Tiger has arrived though. The full-on King Tiger might be able to help again. Well, we'll need to see though, because the Soviets are now pushing on the southern flank too very hard. But they have a pillbox stopping them.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
A single pillbox can do a lot to stop a force, apparently. Yeah, the tank doesn't seem to have any good chance of hitting it. They might need to pull the assault gun up. Assault gun switch to high explosive, and that should probably do it. Oof.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
It really isn't looking good here. Look at all these pillboxes. Oh, but I think, yeah, Raketenwerfer shots is coming in. Ooh. Not hitting much though, unfortunate. But the King Tiger switched to the southern flank. Probably a good idea considering the situation. Oh, not looking good for that ISU 122.
The enemy is taking our territory.
It's pushing up the north again. And for the center somewhat. This King Tiger has to be everywhere at the same time just to try and hold the line. But the King Tiger is doing a good job. Stupa as well is doing a good job. Oh boy, so much. Soviets have almost got up to the German base though. If they can take this point, they're actually bordering the German base. So much is going on. Like assault artillery in this whole area, that's a lot of areas that can be hit. And for fighting down here now. Very little I can penetrate it, I think. Ooh. Now there's just a no man's land between the German base and the Soviet northern front. Pentagon is proving their worth here though. But here comes the DPMs.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Dead before retreat.
Red Air Force is flying over again, probably to attack the fatherland behind. Germans are gonna start to feel the Soviet steamroller here because we've gone into the very late game. And this is the point where the Soviets just can get kind of overwhelming. Which again is kind of the point of the faction. The Soviets are a steamroller. If they get going, they can be very hard to stop. The Stupa is doing a really good job though. Not sure what that officer's doing. Guess he wanted to call in the Red Air Force or something. But the IS-2s might be making a move. Man, there's just so much going on here. Soviet anti-tank bombs did not do much. Lots of firepower coming in from all sides here. IS-2s are fighting. Hands ready supporting their vehicles. Oh yeah, long fights like this can be very tiring for me to talk about, I will admit. Because they're just so long. More artillery coming in. Oh, good artillery right there in the stupa. Panther still operational down here. Going to be a very big pain for the Soviets to deal with. Neither side is really getting an upper hand here in the southern flank. Then on the northern flank is just a complete cluster field of tanks and armor. So much has been going on here. Like so much heavy armor. I don't think I've seen this much heavy armor on the field in a very long time. Like, it's honestly hard to say who is winning, but I would say the Soviets are. Just because the Soviets just have a lot more resources and people to work with. But fights can turn around for the smallest things. Ooh, like that! A single shot for that Panzerschreck was enough to take out that ISU. I do have that King Tiger in the center here.
Panzer has arrived. Tiger here. The enemy is attacking.
Double Panthers at the southern flank again. And double Panthers are really good working together. Oh, Stup taken out by the IS-2s.
The enemy has destroyed one of our forward installations.
Soviet Air Force flying over the fields.
Our panzer forces have been reduced by one. We have a forward structure under attack.
But the Soviet Air Force is being shut down by the flag. Panther's trying to push up on this SU-100. Yeah, did you not learn what happened last time? King Tiger is probably showing up with these 85s. He needs to be careful how far he pushes up. He doesn't want to get into a vulnerable position. Meanwhile, another Soviet push at the southern flank. The Panther's going to try and stop that.
T-34 ready for combat.
But yeah, she wants 22 to stop want any of that. But the Panzer Grenadiers are coming down. And with Panzer Swigs and MP-44s. They're moving out through the open. Uh-oh, this King Tiger started in a good position here. It's immobilized. Which essentially makes it ripe for flanking and killing. And tons of Soviet artillery is already coming in on it. As its position has been zeroed and it's been, it's been relayed to the artillery commanders.
Enemy has destroyed a panzer.
Like, if you are immobilized in a vehicle and the enemy has kind of calling artillery on you, you are basically done for. Because you'll not be able to get out of the grid zone where the artillery will land.
Squad of pioneers has arrived.
These are... Oh, he actually lost one of the IS-2s. Huh. I wonder when that happened. The Panzer Grenadiers will be able to protect the vehicles really well if the Soviet infantry tries to get too close. That's a lot of Panzerjägers. Jagdtiger against IS-2. Was trying to fire explosive on the officer. Didn't hit anything but the terrain. Straftrooper and some SS Grenadiers alongside the Kettenhunde trying to hold here with the Jagdpanzer. That's a very cool shot, by the way. Pulling behind the sandbag wall like that. Pulling artillery here, propaganda artillery. Panther trying to flank. Let's get into a vulnerable position. Oh, good job, Panther. You might have to get out of there.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
But the Soviets are going to push through now, I think. I think the Soviet Union has had enough of the Germans holding them back here. Oh, but the Panzer Grenadiers won that engagement handily thanks to the artillery support. And just their superior training and firepower, of course. But the southern German flank is looking like it's collapsing. And northern one is being completely harassed by the Red Air Force. Oh, that was really well timed. Doing a lot of damage to the Jagdtiger. And now the rest of the Air Force comes in. Oh! It was only decrewed though, but depends if they can get to it in time. We need to get some pioneers in that though.
Enemy infantry! Panzer here.
I don't see the Germans lasting much longer though.
T-34
Excuse me.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
Indeed, they have already recruited. Yeah, but there's just so many vehicles lined up here. Oh, they're trying to Panzer strike them down, though. That's not always the easiest thing to do. So he's making another push down here.
We have lost a pack.
They want to get rid of that Panther. If they can get rid of that Panther, they can push in on a baited. Because the southern flank doesn't really have anything else. That Panther's doing a good job, though. Holding the Soviets at bay. But yeah, the 122 should penetrate it, but there's Panzerwerfer shots coming in. Missing entirely, though. Not good. On the northern flank, the IS-2s are pushing in too. There's so much pushing in now. The Soviets are done playing. Stupa's being cheeky. Immobilizing one of them. I think he's keeping them a bit too close, personally. They're a lot more prone to be disabled if they are close like that. Like, look at that, now they're both disabled, and that one too. Stupa's down though. But these things will need repairs ASAP. Oh, well, looks like someone has already called it.
Combat engineers are standing by.
Okay, looks like we have it over. We'll just speed it up here. Because I think the battle is basically over. Not sure why they were still fighting, but it did say their surrender button was glitched. It's always annoying when that happens. As we can see, the Soviets are just pushing it unabated. There's very little that can stop them at this point.
We have a fresh grenadier squad. We have lost.
And he already did call GG, so we're just speeding up here to get to the end. We can see the Soviets just push into the German base, and there's little they can do to stop it. And a double ISS-2. And so much firepower just coming in here. Yeah, this seems to be it. Like, honestly, what would you do at this point?
We have lost the squad.
There's so many explosions so fast. And there we had it. That was the clash at the border. And I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.